Hi, and welcome to SimpleSpiritualityPH. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Regine. I am an intuitive, manifesting-based tarot reader. I am a certified Reiki healer and an overall lightworker. And before we dive into today's episode, I would like to invite everyone who would like to receive notifications of my new videos to please hit the subscribe button over there. If you like this video later on, please give it your thumbs up. If you have any comments or suggestions you want to say hey, please do comment down below. And if you'd like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me, online for now of course, we'll hear the details. Alrighty, so let's get to the meat of the video. Now, this is very exciting for me because I have wanted the Ukiyoe Tarot by Koji Furata. For such a long time now. And this is an actual unboxing because I actually have not opened this deck. As you can see, we'll open it together. It still has its beautiful plastic wrap. And I appreciate off the bat that I'm so sorry for my nails. Okay. I appreciate off the bat that this thing, the booklet is inside, wrapped inside as well. So without further ado, let us legitimately unbox this baby. Now the Ukiyoe Tarot, I don't know too much about it, but I just know that I have wanted it ever since the day that I started reading tarot. It is basically the same with the Line Strider. If you watched any of my other videos, the Line Strider is my ride or die deck. And the next one that I've always wanted after Line Strider was the Ukiyoe Tarot. And I guess maybe let's go through the booklet first, as we always do. So this is by US Game Systems. A lot of the decks that are out there commercially are usually from Los Caraballo, which I love as well. So here is the booklet. So it's pretty standard actually. When you receive a Rider-Waite deck or excuse me, or any other deck for that matter, that is very standard and for usually commercialized. You have this kind of paper that goes along with the booklet and this kind of format with the booklet. So this is very straightforward. As you can see, let's see the description here for the world. A beautiful noble woman wearing only gauzy silk floats over a celestial landscape, perhaps the Pure Land. She is wreathed by morning glories, Japanese symbol of mortality, but has triumphed over the death of body to live again. So it's very descriptive. I like that there is a description because for someone who is, let's say for example, blind, this does not have Braille, but for someone who is blind, a description like this is very important. It paints a picture of what this person is seeing. So shout out to all the blind tarot readers out there. This deck could probably work for you very well because of seeing it here, seeing the description of the card here. That's a very descriptive card. It'll really paint you a picture of what it genuinely looks like. And then you have the divination meanings, the divinatory meanings. I'm sorry guys, I really can't stand my nails today. I was supposed to take the nail polish off already. But anyway, let's move on. So we have the divinatory meanings and reverse meanings, which not a lot of cards have. Not a lot of card decks have the reverse meaning included in their booklet, so I appreciate that. Although I actually never look at the booklet. I read intuitively. I do have a background on traditional reading, but I also read intuitively, so I mix the two together. But I never actually use the booklet. So yeah, pretty standard booklet, no images, just black and white, and you do have a Celtic cross over there. That is a spread that you can use So all in all, I would say, oh, I like this. So there's a little page for your notes. So very informative. Ukiyoe. All right. Let's move on to the actual deck. Without further ado, I've always wanted this. Pretty excited. This is going to be the first time that I'm seeing the deck. First hand. Okay, let's put this aside. Let's look at the back first. It's a maple leaf. Very beautiful. If I'm not mistaken, ukiyo-e is a kind of art. It's actually semi-matte. I don't know if you can see that, but if you can tell, but it's semi-matte. And when I press my finger on it, you'll see like a little bit of the, what do you call this? A little bit of the fingerprint over there. And it's a little bit luminous when you strike it in some places. So, and reversible. So without further ado, here we go. The Ukiyoe Tarot. I am actually learning Japanese right now, but I can't read, beautiful. I can't read the lettering just yet. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. And actually, I am in the pursuit of different Asian tarot decks. I am Asian, and so I'm Filipina, proudly Filipina, and I have a thing for Asia. I pride the fact that I am an Asian. I take pride, rather. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I love this. And notice that there's more than one person in here. There's stability because it's in 4, but at the same time, just let me take a sip of my coffee. At the same time, you also get a sense of what Asian families are like. Asian families are very tight-knit, and so when it comes to lovers, you'll see that you'll really have other people involved when it comes to the love life if you're an Asian. I don't know if other Asians can relate, but yeah, this is very typical. Actually, I'm not sure if the Chinese tarot deck also has this. Let me check and compare. That would be an interesting video to see the differences between like European-made tarot decks or European-inspired tarot decks, and Asian tarot decks, and even American tarot decks. There. This is nice. I like this. And I like that it connotes that you don't have to lift a finger. Notice that this person inside the chariot is being carried. I love this. So this kind of tells me that if you want to go somewhere, you don't necessarily have to lift a finger. You can just manifest it. Very insightful deck. Look how beautiful the artwork is on this. Kimonos look like that as well. I just realized I have a very sultry voice this morning. I just woke up. It is 8 a.m. and I actually have work at 9 a.m. So this, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. There's actually a Japanese water torture that looks like this. I mean, it's in the past, of course, but I mean, they don't do it now, but yeah. This is one of the most subtle devil cards I've ever seen in my entire life. And one of the most subtle moon cards I've ever had in I've ever experienced and come across in my life. That's interesting. Wait, hold on. Let me look at the other. Okay. Oh, this is what we read earlier, the description. Very accurate, as you can see. Now we go to the swords. Usually it starts with the aces, but we're going through the royals first, I guess. Japan does have a king and queen right now, so now you have your aces. Very interesting that it starts out with swords. It usually, card decks usually start out with, tarot decks usually start out with your wands. Your wands and your cups and your swords, then your pentacles and your swords. But this, interestingly, starts out with your swords, as you can see. And I actually like that there's no description at the bottom, although for non-veteran tarot readers this might be a little difficult to use if you're not familiar with them yet, if maybe you're still starting out. Oh, sorry, this is your ace. Now you have the wands. Oh, very interesting. So you take, as you can see, hold on, let me just they've taken the route of the mind first. Traditionally, your swords and your wands are all mental based. So, oh, damn, this is beautiful. I love this. Notice the equality in all of this and the security that's in it and the clover that's attached to it. Beautiful. There's always a clover. I'm loving these staves. Sorry, staves, yeah. I'm loving these. I am a person who loves nice things, and so this feels very luxurious. Seeing this tells me that dreams and goals, like off the bat, dreams and goals are something luxurious. They are a luxury because not a lot of people actually follow through with them. You know, not a lot of people actually are able to manifest them because they feel or think or believe that they can't. But in reality, you can be, do, and have, the classic saying, you can be, do, and have everything and anyone that you want. Never let your mind tell you that you can't. Your mind controls nothing. You control your mind. It's not the other way around. See, now we have the cups. It's a very interesting lineup. I love this. Look how beautiful that is. Look at the elegance in it, but at the same time, still the queen still standing firm. Right. Look at that. There's a heart now. I don't remember what we saw for the swords. What was it? Sorry, picking up the pace a little bit. So I can tell off the bat that definitely this is not for a veteran. Not for a beginner tarot reader. Pentacles. Reason being is that you have a lot of this is gorgeous. Her kimono's gorgeous. Reason being is that you have a lot of imagery that is repetitive. Like, for example, okay, that's a square. Like, for example, I haven't seen the next card yet, but I'm willing to bet that the coins are in the same format. See? See the difference? I mean, to a newbie, this might not be the easiest thing to interpret. And now I understand why I was only able to get my hands on them now, because I would never have understood this in the beginning. I mean, like, for at least for the first few weeks of my training. This is beautiful. Look at the red and the white and the contrast of the colors. This is 5 of coins. It's life and death. Very interesting route they took here. Oh, this is this is one of the most beautiful, what do you call this? Ace of coins that I've ever seen. So there you go. There is the Ukiyoe Tarot. Now, off the bat, my 2 cents worth, very detailed kind of imagery here, you know. I mean, detailed in a sense that there's a lot of stuff going on, and for example, for cards where there are humans in it, there's an emphasis on what they are wearing. There are distinct patterns, you know, and colors to what they're wearing. And I like that even here in the with the staff, the staves, they are very meticulous about the imagery and the design of each of the elements. Like, for example, even the bowls, if you can see the bowls, they are particularly marked, you know, on the inside. And when it comes to tarot, every element counts. Every element counts. I've said this once before that, notice here that there are no, what do you call this? Inscriptions? Only the royals have them. Oh, that's a trip. Only the royals have them. See? That's because when you're royalty, you get the best things. And these are like your everyday emotions, quote unquote. See? Let's see if it's the same. Well, they have the same inscriptions and everything. Okay, so yeah, so I do appreciate that the elements in the cards are very detailed, such as the clothing for all the people, for all the cards with the people. The art really is impeccable here. It's on point. Hence Ukiyoe, right? The Ukiyoe Tarot. I like that it is actually, it's actually very easy to understand, but that's probably just for me. I don't know about other people who have, this is beautiful, who have the same deck, who have the Ukiyoe deck. It might be difficult for them, because I know some people who have the Lion Strider and find it so difficult still to read because of the artwork that's in them. So I would definitely say that these cards are for more veteran readers because of the fact that they, first of all, they don't have descriptions at the bottom. You only have the number here. So you'll need to familiarize yourself first with the number here at the top if you want to go a traditional route, you know, of reading. And second is the repetitiveness of the imagery. Like, you have your eight of wands here, then you have your 7 of wands, you have your 6 of wands, looking all the same. They have the same format, and they all have flowers, they all have birds in them. And if you're not sensitive to looking at the different elements, actually, so I guess this doesn't just apply to, you know, new readers, but if you're not sensitive to different elements, then you might miss a message, you know. So if you want to use this deck, but you are not sensitive to imagery, you're not sensitive to looking at all the different details, the colors, you know, colors and patterns are very important. Everything in a card is interpretable. Let me just say that. Every single thing, every single element, even like, you can even interpret this. For example, this is a justice card. Notice how what she's wearing, the kimono that she's wearing, has very straight lines. They have very rigid lines, and that is because our sense of justice is usually rigid. but at the same time, she's carrying a weight and a, what do you call this? A cup in the other end. Meaning, justice really isn't that rigid. On the one hand, it is, but at the same time, it's also open to receive, you know? So you have to be careful with cards like these because they can have so many different meanings. So before you use these cards, make sure that you intend to understand them as well as you can, or make sure that the message gets to you as best as it can. And also that you're able to interpret all the little details that come across, you know? Or one way to do it as well is to intend that whatever detail that you do notice for that session is accurately telling the message for you, right? Like here, you have Queen of Swords. When you have swords, you are usually very, what do you call this? You're dealing with the mind. You're dealing with your thoughts, you know, the stuff that goes on basically in your mind, all mental things. And here we have the Queen, who, when you have a Queen, traditionally, it connotes very, like, put together kind of energy. A queen as a queen, literally a queen. What does a queen do, right? She reigns over everything. She acts as the mother to the entire land. But at the same time, look, she has flowers all over her robe. Her stance is very strong, but at the same time, she's wearing something that's extremely subtle. So this is telling me to rule with both a firm mind, but a very gentle heart. So yeah, pick up all the imagery here is very important. That's one thing. That's the most important thing that I wanted to say here. The imagery here is very important. That's beautiful, by the way. And yeah, I'm so excited to use this. There's a word in Tagalog, Filipino. It's called kilig, which means like having butterflies in your stomach. And that's what I feel right now over this deck. Obviously, we'll be able to shuffle this well. I'm not going to shuffle this now, but we'll be able to shuffle it well because it's semi-glossy and it slides very easily. And it's actually not that heavy. I'm so surprised. It's not that heavy, at least yet. I find that when you have been using cards like this, over time they do get heavy because of all the stuff that they pick up, like from the tables, from your hands. Very flexible cardstock. You know, it's a typical cardstock, but it doesn't have the grain that the original Rider-Waite has. As you can see, it's all smooth. When you look at the surface of an original Rider-Waite, you'll find like the printing, the card grain on it. So it's made of a little bit more like sturdier cardstock. But I like that this is flexible because it's semi-matte and semi-glossy. And I guess that's the reason why it's so lightweight as well. It doesn't have a lot of texture to it. So yeah, that is it. I've rambled on. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please give it your thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, you want to say hey, please do comment down below. If you would like to receive notifications of my new videos, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me, online for now, of course, well, here are the details. And that is it. That is it for today's card. I always have trouble with this card unboxing for the Ukiyoe Tarot. By the way, these kinds of cards, if you want to bring them with a card, what do you call this? With the card box, I suggest you find a pouch for them instead because it will ruin the box. The box isn't that sturdy. But that's fine. Okay. I don't know how to, maybe I'll do it from the back. Yeah. So if you decide to bring these cards with you, you decide to bring them around with you. Oh. They don't want to be kept inside. They want to be read right away. Simply find a, kind of like a pouch to store them in. You know what? I will find a pouch to store you in. I know you're excited to be used. There you go. And yeah. So I'll see you guys next time. Ciao for now.